Hey everybody. So I was sitting here and I was thinking about my booktube newbie tag that I did. What was it now? 2 years ago that I started this channel. And I wanted to go back through and kind of redo it. I don't really remember the answers that I gave, but I'm pretty sure I lied. Well, I didn't really lie. I didn't know where this channel was gonna go. And to be honest, it hasn't really gone anywhere because I haven't really done much to deserve it to go anywhere. But I thought it would be fun to go back and try to answer these questions again as a not newbie. And maybe if I lied, I guess be a little bit more honest because now I don't really care as much about making a wonderful first impression. I don't know. Sometimes I just want to relax and talk to y'all like I'm talking to my friends. Because I have no friends. I'm so lonely. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. It's about going back to the booktube tag, newbie tag. And we're just going to jump into it. So why did I start my channel? Actually, I started this before I was in therapy. But my therapist did advise me to keep this channel going as like an outlet to just talk and specifically talk about something that I like. You know, we're always talking about like joining a club, things like that. And there are like writing clubs, kind of nearby, I guess. But one of them is a club for romance authors, to get together and talk about their books. That's definitely not for me. I don't write romance. And then there's some clubs that are a couple hours away. My primary outlet really is this and talking to my friends playing video games. And then I have amazing friends and neighbors nearby too. But as far as like a club, I think this is as close to a club as it'll get. What are some fun and unique things you could bring to YouTube? I don't know. And I don't think I even knew back then what are some fun and unique things I could bring to YouTube. I just talk about what I want to talk about. Um, it's not really unique because this is a booktube channel. It's, I'm gonna talk about books. I mean, I'm a unique person, sure. But I don't know. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not gonna like manufacture something that's gonna make me fun and amazing that helps me stand out, to people that are probably more charismatic that you probably like more, because I don't really intend to outdo anybody. So I don't know. If I push any boundaries, they're just gonna be naturally pushed. It's gonna be like erosion or whatever. I don't know. I don't know science. What are you most excited for about this, well, new channel? I don't, I mean, what that doesn't really count here because it's not new and exciting anymore. It's already been 2 years. So I guess I can't answer that one now. Why do you love reading? So I do think I remember this answer. I think that I said something along the lines of it being escapism, but here I am, like the memoir reader. So why do I love reading? I just do. I like picking things out, and maybe it isn't for escapism. Maybe it is to learn about people and how they think. Particularly with memoirs, maybe it is to find, like, I don't know, something that I can relate to myself. Because growing up, I didn't really have a lot of people who were like me. Um, so finding that in a character, it means a lot. Of course, I do read some books to escape and just have fun. September House is a great example. I love that book in 2023. I can't believe it's already been over a year since I read it. That one, I couldn't really relate to anybody necessarily, but everybody was charming and I thought it was fun. But yeah, I do like relatability. I do like learning things about celebrities that maybe I didn't know before. So yeah, that's why I love reading. What book or series got you into reading? This is the same answer that I gave before. I know the author Gina Heron, who wrote Buried Beneath the Lies. I read that. I enjoyed it. I wanted to provide honest feedback for her. It's so awkward reviewing Friends. I've done that already on this channel one time, and it's just so it's weird because it's like, if you don't like one of their books, what do you say, but I did read Buried Beneath the Lies. I thought it was a really cool concept. It was a romance, so it's not something that I read a lot of, but I think that there was a lot more going on in the book, in the story, to where I could just see the romance as part of the plot, while the rest of it held my interest a little bit more. I thought it was a good book, just genuinely, and I gave her a good review. And that, a romance novel, is what started me down this path of reading again. It wasn't assigned reading, it was a way to support a friend who's an author. Talking to her has been so encouraging as far as me being a writer. She and I haven't really talked that much lately, but when we were talking, she was very encouraging, trying to keep up with what I was doing. She's a great person, and I really appreciate her for everything she did to jumpstart my reading, but also jumpstart my writing too. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Continuing a booktube channel, whatever, it's the same thing. It's not showing my face. I don't know if that matters or not. I think that people maybe get an idea of what my personality is. If you're really desperate to see my face, like, I have it on my Goodreads account, so it's not that big a deal. I have a setup. I have the ring light and everything. I wear glasses though, so the ring light isn't really good. I would have to purchase like another light source in order for the light to not reflect so much off of my eyes. I've tried recording with the phone, but I am just way too aware of the camera, and it looks like I am staring, like death stare, into the camera. I look weird. Me and eye contact, two things that just don't go together. Or proper eye contact. I don't know. I don't know how to regulate that. I don't know how to make it not look awkward. Maybe one of these days I'll just set up my phone and do it, because like I said, I have the setup. I have everything I need to show my face. It's just a matter of doing it. I guess, and just biting the bullet. Face reveal, maybe, if this channel, if I can commit to this channel for longer than 2 months. When did you start reading? As a kid. I think I said that in the first video too. Where do you read? So I mostly read audiobooks, so I still read at my desk. I do not read in the nook on my stairwell anymore, because when I made this video the first time, one of my cats was not living here. She was living with my parents because she liked to urinate on the floor. Because she's very anxious too. Like, I get it. So the slightest scare will, I don't know, cause her to do things that she shouldn't do. She does not urinate on the floor anymore. But there was one time where she was using the litter box, and it happened to be in my laundry room, and I was putting my laundry away. I didn't think, oh, this could scare her, but it did. And so she ran down the stairs and she stopped in the nook where I used to read, and she just peed there. And then she continued doing it, because if you have a cat, that smell lingers. I ended up having my carpets cleaned after she eventually got over this whole thing. And she's hasn't done it since. But I still haven't used that nook since then. However, I did get my beanbag chair. I might have mentioned that in the BookTube-Newbie Tag, or some other place. I know I mentioned it before because other people were like, ooh, you should get that. I did get that. It's red. It's in my bedroom. It's in a quiet space. But I don't really use that for reading. I use that space for writing, because it's at the window. It's nice. It puts me in a good mood. I'm ready for it to be warm again so that I can really take advantage of it and maybe open the window a couple times. But yeah, That's where I like to read, and then my beanbag chair is where I like to write. It's super comfy. I totally recommend everybody getting one. What kind of books do you like to read? I think I covered this already. Memoirs. I do like thriller, horror, historical fiction. I'm still reading a good bit of that. As long as the characters are interesting, I can read a romance if I can relate to the characters in some way. What does your book collection look like? Memoirs, horror, thrill. It's it's small because I usually go to the library, and actually I've started updating my outro to only include um, going to the library or using your library app, because I don't know, I haven't really been in the mood to buy books lately. I don't really want to do that sort of thing. I do have audiobook credits on Amazon, so I do use those sometimes, particularly for new releases. But otherwise, my library or Hoopla or Libby, they have the books that I want. So my collection overall is really small, and it could probably be smaller. I wouldn't mind donating to some of the local shops around me. There was one though that I went to that like everything was kind of disorganized. There was like a fiction section that was alphabetized, but like there's so many different types of fiction, you know? It's like let's break it up a little bit. Let's do some let's do some reorganizing here, because it just made it so hard to find anything that wasn't new or hot. Yes, going in alphabetical order is fine, but it's so much easier if you're browsing and you don't really know what you're looking for to see horror or romance or I don't know, historical, and just look through the titles that way. Like if I'm in the mood to read something, it's usually a particular genre. It's nothing specific. It's nothing where I know the author's name or the title of the book. So, yeah, I wish that place would work on that. I know that has nothing to do with this tag, but listen, I'm just saying what I want right now. But before I ramble anymore, if you did enjoy this video for whatever reason, do leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Otherwise, I've been Jim. You've been great. Happy reading.